Hello everybody. We are going live here. We are going live. Ferret already holding down the fort. Already holding down the fort. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's go. We got Ferret already in there, ready for us to rock and roll today. Appreciated. Very, very appreciated. I was thinking about you today, which we will get to when we start the stream up here. But there is your imaginary voice in my brain made me laugh. Okay, let's just post a little notification on a few places to let people know what we're doing. Beagle, hello there. Hello, hello, hello. This is a very fascinating. Yeah, it was. Sometimes time dilates. You know, sometimes time dilates. These things happen. Okay, just putting out a couple of notifications here and there. And then we're gonna be good to go. Hello! Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Open up these. I got videos to show you. I got opinions. I've got a swag bag. I got a bag of swag that they gave me. So it's all happening. It's all happening. Just let me get the fursuit head on. Val, hello. Hi. I was in the Yakuza room. Okay, let me get things started here. I want to bring that off. Is that on? Haha. There I am. I'm taking to wearing this more. I think it's what you're in pain. What happened, Val? Is it your legs or what happened? Because I remember you talking about your legs before. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. Did I post this ever I wanted to? I did. Just your face. Ooh, that's rough. That is not fun. That is not fun. Meows Revenants, hello? Oh yes, it's Saturday. Of course. Hello. Hi. Okay. I'm really tired today, by the way, guys. I'm very, very tired. I've not had a lot of sleep. It's been a little bit crazy, so it's gonna be a bit of a shorter one today. It'll still probably go on for a bit because I think I'm gonna get sort of carried away talking about the sights and sounds from today. But honestly, I'm quite tired. So we're really just gonna kind of have a look at a bunch of these like videos that I took from this event. So we're gonna have a look through a bunch of these videos. I'm gonna talk about the different games. If anyone's got any questions, I can answer these questions. Yes, aloha. Hello, Justin. So we're gonna talk about all the crazy sights and sounds. We've also got I haven't opened this yet. We got a swag bag. I don't think there's much special in there, but we got the Nintendo Switch 2 swag bag. So yeah, as I said, I was gonna, dude. Where did I leave you guys yesterday? I was gonna have something to eat, right? When we finished stream yesterday. Also, welcome everyone. I was gonna have something to eat when I finished stream yesterday, but then I got a message like, "Oh hey, do you want to go out to eat?" And I went out to eat, and we went to a sushi place, you know, with like the conveyor belts. I went to a sushi belt for like place with like the conveyor belts and stuff. That's really cool. I've actually got a couple of little videos and pictures of that I'll probably post on like Twitter or Shorts or something. I don't know. But I went out there, and then we went to, there was like a Latin American sort of market with like music and like different, I need to get in focus, don't I think. Or is that just my vision? Am I in focus? No, I'm not in focus, am I? Look, there's my eyes. Hello. Is that better? I think that's better. Yeah, and I went to this like Latin American market and whatever, and like, and basically, I've had so little sleep from like all my own doing, and then I like got up in the morning and I wanted to make sure I was at the Nintendo event, like, you know, like on time or whatever from like the early morning, and I was like kind of dehydrated. I just kind of messed up. I just kind of messed up a little bit, so I'm a little bit tired. I had desires to do like a bunch of things today on stream. I just don't think we're gonna be able to do them. So we will what we're saying. So we'll do some of that stuff tomorrow. Okay, so just kind of give you a little heads up of what we're doing. Today we're gonna review all of this kind of Nintendo Switch footage, which I've got like quite a few of just kind of like the convention hall and all that stuff. So we're gonna have a look through these videos together, and I'll talk about the experience and the games and stuff. So we're gonna do that today. Probably not a super long stream. Tomorrow, I want to do the community whiteboard today. I wanted to do that today. Tomorrow, we're going to do the community whiteboard again. I wanted to do that today, but honestly, I just don't have the energy. So apologies if you're looking forward to that, but we will do that again tomorrow, and we'll do that a bunch of other days as well. So I hope that doesn't provide too much disappointed, because I do like to deliver when I try to say things. But we will run that back tomorrow, and we'll do that a bunch of other times as well. And I think tomorrow, though I do want to make sure if Fireball's here, because I like Fireball to be here for it, because he gifted the game, I'd like to play some one-handed clapping tomorrow, which was like the musical puzzle platformer game. So that's kind of what I want to do tomorrow. On Monday, I think I'm going to do a burrito stream. I think on Monday, I'm going to do a cooking burrito stream. So I think that's going to be the idea for Monday. So just to give you an idea of what's going to happen on the next couple of days of the streams. Tomorrow, community whiteboard, and we're going to play some singing games. And on Monday, we're going to do a burrito stream. Why am I tired? I'm tired because I ended up going to like one of those sushi places with all the conveyor belts, and then I went to like a Latin American market, and then I got up early today to go to the Nintendo Switch 2 preview experience, and now I'm really tired. You should be here tomorrow. The only foreseeable conflict would be your wonky sleep schedule. Got you. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Yeah, because Ryan's, I didn't really see you last weekend because I was at the furry convention. So I only kind of popped on stream for that little kind of half hour or whatever. Yeah, Burrito Monday. Yeah, I thought I'd do some cooking again on, like, cause I thought like, oh dude, I want to cook more burritos. Because Avian mentioned on stream like burritos. I was like, yeah, burritos. And then yeah. So I want to do a burrito cooking stream. I think it would be kind of fun. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on here today. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. So I played a lot of games. Some games were like, sorta didn't really. I got some kind of notes on my phone as well. So I'm gonna open that up on kind of impressions that I had. But overall, my impressions were good. I had a lot of fun at the event. I thought dude, it was really well organized. It was really, really well organized. I've still got my little wristband on. So, let me show that. It's Nintendo Switch 2 Experience Madrid. Sabado. So, no, it was cool. But I think maybe a way to do this is I can, like, bring up the footage. And what we can do is we can kind of review the footage, and I can, like, pause things and whatever. And, talk about kind of what went down. So maybe I'll make this a little bit smaller. So we got a big focus on my beautiful doggy head. So we got a bit of a focus on my beautiful doggy head. So is in kind of this like convention space that's above like the other major train station. So here's kind of just like the entrance and whatever, and they had a bunch of security. Okay, big mistake I made. Here was in the queue outside, there was a bunch of people playing 3DS. And dude, I brought my 3DS to the FurryCon last week, and I got loads of street passes. So I don't know if you know about Street Pass, but Street Pass is like this kind of like passive function on the 3DS, where if you walk past another person, it like communicates with them, and you send your Miis to each other, and they like wave hello, and it's cute. And it's really cute. And I brought that to the furry convention, and I got loads of street passes, and I was like, whoa, that's fun. Why didn't I bring my 3DS to the Nintendo event? That was silly. I would have got a lot of street passes here, and it's just kind of cute, you know? So here's kind of outside. Dude, you can see it's wet here. It's kind of been stormy. Yeah, it's just a DS with a 3 or a DS with a 2 on it. But it was kind of wet, dude. My friend Arisu, friend of the channel, she lives a little bit further north of the city, and she was like, dude, are you getting hailstones and thunder and stuff right now? And I was like, no. And she's like, it's crazy here. And then we got like a little bit of a rain here, but I mean, nothing crazy. Here's the official Nintendo Switch 2 cloakroom to store your bags, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so more random video upstairs here. Okay, random. Why am I walking backwards here? I'm not super sure why I'm walking backwards here, but I'm walking backwards here. Oh, that's just more of the entrance. Okay, good stuff, Rex. Very good. Do we have some inside? We got more outside. Ooh, we're going in. Exciting. So, okay, this was actually quite well organized. It's quite rainy for you too. Yeah, so we had a little bit of rain here, but I heard north of the city it was like thunder. You got hail a few weeks ago? Thought it was a weird dream? Yeah, no, dude, yeah, like I've stuff like that as well, when you're kind of like, you're changing like sleeping patterns or changing habits and stuff like that. Dude, it can become like, I've experienced the same sort of thing, where you're really not sure on like what was dream, what was not, what was whatever. Like it can become really blurry. Yeah, like sometimes you're not sure like conversations you've had with people or whatever. This was really well organized. So my wristband here, my slot to go in was you see my wristband, it was between between 10 and 11. What they did is they let us all in 20-minute chunks as like a group. And so like when we entered in, we went in as like, you know, like a big group. There was probably, honestly, it was probably like 200 of us in total maybe. So maybe there was like 70 of us in each group or something like that. So there was probably about 200 people they let into the convention center. And there was like 150 switches. I'm not kidding. Because like each game had like, depending on the game. Let me just get a drink real quick. Depending on the game, there was anywhere between like 5 and 12. Well, Mario Kart, there was like 30 Switches. Depending on the game, there was between like 5 and 12 consoles. And I think they did a really smart thing here by by making the event. Aki, hello! And Snowwolf, what's up? What is up? By making the event like a little bit more exclusive and like less people there. And Lady D, hello! Less people there. It meant that the people who were there had a lot of free space, were able to just like jump on games. So I guess everybody who came out of there was like talking about the games rather than just like I went there and I had to wait 1 hour to play Donkey Kong. So I think they struck a really good balance. Like I understand it would have been great to have like more people there so more people can try the stuff, but people have just been queuing all the time. There was a crazy good ratio of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles to people in attendance. I really think it was maybe like 220 people there on 150 Switch 2s. So like after you finished a play session, you could just go hop onto something else and try something else. It was like really, I thought it was really well organized in kind of like that perspective. So this is like the group I went in with. Me just being amazed by this giant Nintendo Switch 2 red door. Oh, now, this is where I started. This is where I thought of Ferret. This is where I thought of Fireball Ferret, right? Because we watched, we watched these like adverts, we watch these presentations, these Nintendo Directs, these Xbox Developer Directs, these whatever, like we check these things out. And we always joke, we're watching the ads, we're watching the adverts, we're watching the commercials, because that's essentially what these things are. And like when I was in this giant Nintendo Switch 2 convention space, I was like, I was thinking of like when Ferret says like, oh, we're watching the ads, we're watching the commercials, and I thought, we're living the commercial. I was like, we're living the commercial. But yeah, dude, like inside they I love this Ferret and this Justin and all regulars know what's up, but new viewers might be confused by this convention. They might be, but they just gotta get with the frickin' program. Ritz, hello there. Robert, thanks for dropping in. They just gotta get with the program. But they took us into like our group, so maybe like our 70 people, they took us into this room here. And this guy came out, and it was like a big video. And it was talking about like Nintendo Switch 2 things, like on this screen, right? And what was really funny, is because they're like obviously, representing the brand and whatever, like they constantly refer to things by like their entire product name, which is really, really funny. So like obviously some of them are like pretty easy to say, right? Like, Mario Kart World. They're like, oh, you want to play Mario Kart World? And, yeah, it's the tech demo. No, for real. And they were like, it's Mario Kart World, Because they're like, I was like, dude, what game are you excited to play? And I'm like, oh, I want to play Donkey Kong. And they were like, oh, yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza. You know what I mean? They're always like, Donkey Kong Bonanza. But some of the titles are really, really long, especially the games which are like upgraded re-releases of Nintendo Switch games. So like there was some really, yes, it was really like King of the Hill. It's like Mike Judge stuff. So there's like really loud noises. There's people going like ah, and this dude was like, oh, don't worry, that's just some people playing Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. Because in that game, there's a game where like you need to shout into the microphone who's the loudest. And then somebody else said, what are you talking about, to the guy? And he said, oh, we're just talking about Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. It was like, you know what I mean? It's like, so they're always saying like the full title. You know, like they hand you a controller and they're like, oh, what do you think of the Nintendo Switch 2, you know, Pro game controller plus wrist strap? No, dude, it's on my list. What's it called? They had... What was the Street Fighter 6 one? It's called like Street Fighter 6, yeah, 1 and 2 Fighters Edition or something like that, because they've got like a Street Fighter 6 for the for the Switch too. But these are some of the really long titles they had to say over and over. Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. They had Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus The Lost World, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Oh, I got to play Soul Calibur 2 in the GameCube stuff, and they were like, how are you enjoying Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics Soul Calibur 2? And I was like, yeah, I like Soul Calibur 2. And they're like, do you enjoy the Nintendo Switch 2 wireless Nintendo GameCube controller? I was like, yeah, it's okay. I might be appearing on some official Nintendo videos because they like interviewed me a bunch at different points. And they put like microphones on me and stuff. So if you see this guy pop up on like a few things, then like there you go. There you go, you know? There you go. But yeah, so they took us in this room here. What am I doing? That's my foot. That's my foot again. Okay. What am I doing here? Okay, we've gone vertical. Okay. Okay, now this room was sick. Now this is some really bad footage. Can I rotate that round real quick? Whatever, who cares? So after they did that presentation, they took us into this like big room with dude, there must have been like 30 Switch 2s in this room. And this was the Mario Kart World room, because that's like the big game, you know? And they first gave us just like, everybody got a handheld, and we all just started playing Mario Kart World for a bit. And then they took the handhelds away from us, and they took us over the TVs, and we played a 24 player Mario Kart World game with everybody in the room. So everybody in the room was playing against each other. It was like a massive Mario Kart LAN party, a 24 player race in Mario Kart World, and it was great. Because like obviously everybody there really wanted to play the game, so everyone was hyped, and everyone was like screaming at each other when they like shelled each other and stuff like that. It was honestly super hype. It was really, really cool atmosphere playing the Mario Kart World together. I don't know if I got some better kind of. This is goofy. Yeah, this is all getting kind of shuffled around here. Okay, whatever. What are we saying over here? I bought a physical disc of Street Fighter 5 when it came out, sold a friend for half what I paid for the first patch came out. PS4 was playing time, so I loves roommates, lovers. PS4, complicated. And the house. Oh, you've told me about that PS4. Yes. Yes. You told me about that PS4. Soul Calibur 2 sick. Yeah, Soul Calibur 2 is really fun. And because this is the Nintendo one, you got Link as the guest character, which is fun in games. But yeah, that like playing the LAN party Mario Kart with everyone was hype. And dude, this new Mario Kart's crazy. It like, with so many people in the race, it really changes things up. You can now like, you know in Mario Kart, you can drift around corners. You can now kind of do this like speed boost on the spot and then release it, which is really interesting. But if you do that, you're sacrificing the ability to like tailgate another car, which usually gives you like an air boost. It was really cool. Okay, Aki, I'll see you later. See you later. Oh, you play a little Soul Calibur 6. Let's go. Let's go. Ah, that's where you're playing the gun, until the gungeon on. Okay. And also what's really cool is like, in between the races, because it's called Mario Kart World, all the tracks are actually, it's like a big open world with all the tracks connected. And so when you finish one race, it actually just like leads into the next race, which is really cool. And when you're not racing, you can just like explore the open world and drive to all these places. It's kind of like Forza Horizon in that way. It's really freaking cool. And you can like grind on rails now and stuff. It was great. And just all the goofy new characters in it. There's like also these like food bags around. And if you grab the food bag, you eat this food. And it has like the favorite food of that character. And you like unlock new skins for them. So you get like costumes for them and stuff as well. Which just adds to like a bit more fun and character. And it's just like, dude, we've been living with Mario Kart 8 for like, what, like 10, 12 years now? It was just so cool to be playing a new one. And honestly, that atmosphere of like playing with like the, you know, like the 24 people, like obviously you'll be able to do that online and stuff as well. It was so chaotic and so fun. And after you do like it's essentially like because you do all 4 races are like interconnected in the open world. You do one track and then you all drive together to the next track and then all drive together and do the next track. There's like no loading. Like you travel between each of the circuits. So it's kind of like doing like 12 laps back to back. And for the last lap, it drops down to the top 4. And I got into the top 4 on the first time I played it. And it was like, it was sick. So when they brought us all in, like we all played Mario Kart together for like 20 minutes as like an introduction to the Switch 2. The system itself's really light. It's like exactly the same dimensions as your base model Switch, but it's a lot lighter. It feels a lot lighter. The screen was like really, I don't have the OLED. I just got like the normal ass Switch, but it was like really bright screen, and I think it's like 120 frames per second. It felt great. It felt really nice. Like it felt like a big boy toy. You know what I mean? Like it felt like a big boy toy. If the travel part of the circuit sim's just on, it did. No, it did, Ferret. It did. It was really cool. It was like actually a really, really cool feature. And then just like if you were just like not doing races and doing the open world and exploring and seeing all the cool little things going on. Like I in the open world bit, I just ended up like, you know, you go up a ramp and you glide. I just glided and like followed down this river and I found a bunch of toads like by a campfire, like eating together and stuff. I was like, that's freaking cute. It was really cool. That's gonna be really exciting. I'm really excited to when that game comes out. And we can do some streams playing that and all that sort of thing. I think it's going to be really, really chaotic and fun. I'm trying to remember because I don't think I counted all the new items. They did have like the Hammer Bros throwing hammer, which was kind of fun. But it was a good time. It was a really good time. It does feel like a real... It feels like Forza Horizon, like I was saying. It felt like a real big sort of evolution of what Mario Kart was. I had a really good time with that. So we all played that for 20 minutes. Because that's generally what the play sessions were. Unless there was like an end point you could reach in the play session. Like you could complete the game. Each of them lasted like 20 minutes. So I was in Mario Kart for 20 minutes with everyone. And then I went back to it again. And I played it a couple more times. Because that was like the real, honestly, like highlight thing. Throwing hammer as opposed to the one for, you know, hammering. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, because it's not for hammering. It's not the one for... Because... Ferret, you joke. But there is, like, the mallet in the Super Mario franchise, which is used for hammering things. And then there's the Hammer Bros hammer, which they just throw. So there's I didn't mean it that way. but there actually is multiple hammers in the Mario franchise, and this is the one that's not for hammering. This is the one that's not for hammering. Let me get another drink real quick. Glug, glug, glug. Ah, wonderful. What do you guys think? I think this is cute. I think wearing this is cute. I think I want to get a flower crown or something. Not at the same time. I think that'd be overkill. But no, Mario Kart was great, and there's so many cute little random characters in it, like playing as like the Hammer Bros, and like playing as like the crab and the snowman. Some wrenches are for throwing too. You're right. You're right. You're right. But I know, as you can see from this like footage here, it wasn't like crazy busy. It wasn't like crazy busy. Here over here, they had like here over here. In the cabinet there, they had like, you know, all the accessories and whatever on display. And this was the one point as well. You could actually pick up the system on your own. Because obviously in all of these, like, I say obviously, but in these like play areas, you know, where they're demoing the games, like the consoles are like tethered in, and you know, all that sort of thing. Like they're on those like zip ties and they're tethered in with charging ports and all that sort of thing. But here, like the deal was like, oh, like take the Nintendo Switch 2, pull the Joy-Cons off, mess around with it, shake it. I was like, can I just like shake this thing? And she was like, sure. I was like, you know, because the gimmick with this one is the Joy-Cons magnetically click on. They're kind of on rails on the Switch 2, like plastic rails, and they can be kind of goofy and they can get trapped and stuff like that. The magnets felt great. They felt really great. They've got these little kind of like, you know, latches on the back that you just go like boop, and they go, and they come off, and you bring them in close and they just snap in. They just snap in, and they feel really good. Really strong magnets. As I said, I took it from like one side here, so there's a Joy-Con here, and I shook it like that, and it's just like, dude, this just feels like one solid attached object. So the whole magnet thing, it feels great. It feels really, really great. To be honest, like I'm not gonna sit here and like say like, oh, everything was amazing, thank you for having me, Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna say kind of what I thought, and I thought those magnets felt really good. I know there's a lot of people who go like, yeah, but won't the magnets degrade? It's like, dude, your grandma has some freaking magnet on her fridge from like 1943. Oh, that's a really specific year. Why did I pick that? But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like these things are gonna last. These things are gonna last. But that felt really good. And you could actually like, you could take the system, you could turn it upside down, you could put that one there, and that one there, because it's got USB-Cs on both sides. So I guess you can like orientate it however you want, and it's like all fine. I don't know. But yeah, the Joy-Cons themselves felt a lot higher quality. Them clicking in magnetically felt great. Now, we've talked about this before. I think this is a conversation that Val was involved in. And I think Farrah, I think Fireball Farrah, I think you were involved in this conversation as well. But I'm pretty sure Val was. I'm pretty sure I remember having this conversation with Val. Was the how the Xbox 360 controller feels like it's got a really good weight. It's got a really good weight to it, you know? Because I was comparing the 360 controller to my... Because I was saying, like, I think the Xbox controller, like, since 360, like, the 361 series, like, I think that controller is, like, magnificent, and it feels beautiful in your hands. But my complaint about the series and the Xbox One controller is they feel really, really light. And I believe Val, you and Farrah were talking about people like have these like 3D printed things you can do to like give the weighting a bit better. Like people have designed these things you can attach to it. Yeah, the ergonomics are great. The ergonomics are wonderful, but it's like it just feels like It feels like a McDonald's toy. You know what I mean? It feels like a McDonald's toy. It feels so light, those newer ones, but the ergonomics are sweet. This thing, let me just get it. So so the Switch has this thing, right? That you can slide your Joy-Cons into, and you can play like this. Now, I use this quite a lot, so when I'm playing like Animal Crossing with you guys, I'm like ba 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 on this thing. This thing like feels cheap. This feels really cheap. The ergonomics aren't like wonderful. The new one of this feels a lot heavier and just better. And I was like, oh, that feels heavier. And so like this is just like more weighted on the new one. So I like that. Now, obviously, the way to go is like the Pro controller and yada yada, but I'm probably not going to buy a Pro controller. You know, I played Metroid Dread with this, you know what I mean? But the new one of this felt a lot better. The ergonomics felt better, and it was a better weight. I've got a lot more to say about the Joy-Cons, but we'll save that for when we get to Civilization and we get to Metroid Prime 4. Because those two specifically, I've got a bunch of Joy-Con stuff that I want to say. The only thing modified by adding more weight was the Nerf pistol. I used to twist tires so it's... Yeah, dude. Have you ever done the penny trick with the Nerf? Where you go in the Nerf and you compress the spring extra by sticking coins in there so they go like... Boom. It's Nerf for nothing! They did not let me throw it. They did not let me throw the Switch through a window. They didn't let me do that. Okay, cool. More and more and more. Okay, so when I immediately went in here... Yeah, so what happened was... This was like... It was back the Mario Kart area sort of just like opened up these doors after these 20... It was like modular and they're moving things around all the time, which was kind of whatever. Dude, they feel good. The new Joy-Cons, they felt good. They felt good, the new Joy-Cons. Obviously, I got 4 hours with the Switch today. I got 4 hours with Nintendo Switch 2 today. I was there for like 4.5, 5 hours, and like 4 hours of those were just like with the console. So I got quite a bit with it today. Quite a bit to kind of try and mess around with it at this event I was at. This is vertical. I guess I thought, I'll make a short. Okay, so over here, the thing that I immediately went for, after they went like open world, you can play whatever you want, was this bad boy. Is I went to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. And Donkey Kong Bonanza was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. You can tell, like, at the moment, Nintendo don't like to tell you who makes their games. Like, they don't like to tell you, like, which of their, like, internal studios or, like, which directors are attached to games. Like, people ask and they just say, wait for the credits of the game. And it's like, all right, this is weird. But, like, so we don't know who's developing this Donkey Kong game. I am certain it is the primary Mario team. I am certain this game is made by, I think they're called like Studio A1 or something. They're the guys who did, you know, Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy. You know, it's like the premier, like 3D platforming game. Guten Tag, Avian. Guten Tag. I knew you weren't here because I just said Civilization before, and you didn't like start going, start saying stuff. Because we're going to talk about Civilization later. So, I went straight for this Donkey Kong game because I thought the queues were going to be crazy. So I was like, duh, 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 and went straight for Donkey Kong. And as I said, it turned out there was probably 200 people there and 150 Switches, and we weren't queuing. So it was all fine. But I went straight to Donkey Kong. I hopped on Donkey Kong. There was like, he was like, you get 20 minutes for it. He was like, this area is, because I was like, I need info. And he was like, okay, you're at a 20-minute time demo. He was like, this first bit's a tutorial. after that, you get to like the open world. So he was like, just blast through the tutorial, and I was like, sir, yes, sir. You know? So I blasted through this mine area just as fast as I could. I got it done super quickly. And then I ended up on this like big floating island. And it was kind of like a Oblivion Breath of the Wild moment. It's like Donkey Kong in a big 3D open world. It was so cool. And like everything's destructible. So you're on this like really, the world has a lot of verticality to it. It has a lot of verticality to it. And there's a lot of like caves and like hidden areas and stuff like that. But Donkey Kong can break everything. So you can just start like punching the ground and just like go down. Or if there's a cliff in front of you, you can either like climb over it or you can just like punch your way through it. And like your map updates with all the sort of like, you know, real-time environmental changes you're making to it. It was really fun. And like Donkey Kong had like quite a few sort of like different moves and stuff he could do, like his rolls, you know, like his whatever, slapping the ground, like punching in different ways, grabbing things, throwing things, climbing things. He had quite a lot of different sort of like tools available to him, but not like unreliable, like too many things. But it was fun. The DK rap. The DK rap. We can do the DK rap, but that's originally from Donkey Kong 64, just to actually you. But yeah, we can do the DK rap. Osakalu Moon, hello. I went to a Nintendo Switch 2 event today. I still got my wristband on, and I've got my my goodie bag to open later. And we're talking about just like the different games I played and stuff like that. But Donkey Kong was wonderful. For someone like me, I was like, this is great. And the game looks beautiful, and just like all the interactivity with the world and different rocks you can grab to throw at different enemies, and those fossils to find by like punching at the ground and digging, and loads of secrets and collect-a-thongy, and it felt really, really Banjo-Kazooie, you know, but like 2025. I was like, this is great. I had a wonderful time with that. I had a real fun time with that. These were like the two big hitter games, you know? Was your I'm just gonna keep, you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna keep like one video on a loop, and then just as kind of like something there, and then I'll push through them as I kind of feel I want to. But yeah, no, Donkey Kong was really fun. I don't know what to say about that. There was a cool boss fight I did where like there's this guy and he went to hit me with a stone hammer, and I just ran in there thinking, dude, I think I can grab his weapon. And so there's a guy like going down to slam with a hammer, and I went up there and I just used Donkey Kong's grab, and I grabbed the rock on his hammer, pulled his hammer apart and threw it back at him. And the dude was like oh, I didn't even know you could do that. You parried it. Oh, dude, were you doing sound? That's freaking sick. That's so cool. Hello. Yeah, I had fun. It was good fun. At EberCon. I haven't posted it all yet, but I got like a bunch of videos and whatever from like the disco and from other stuff at EberCon. So I'm gonna share that over the future. And dude, I wanna play EberCon 2026. I want my furry punk rock band. I want us to do a concert at EberCon 2026. So dude, help make that happen. I want to do a punk rock show at EberCon 2026. I don't know if the music in the background is playing. I don't know if that's playing right now because I'm not getting my audio back from me. But that's my furry punk rock band, and I want to go crazy. I want to start a mosh pit at EberCon 2026. So make that happen. No, but dude, the Donkey Kong game, it absolutely slapped. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Ferret. Yeah. We got. You're gonna see some like furry rock and roll, like fursuits and stuff. We got some furry stuff. Okay, let's see what the next video clip was. Okay, same thing, but just vertical. It's playing on YouTube. It is playing on YouTube. Let's freaking go. Freaking go. Okay, that's just kind of vertical of that. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. So every time they had to talk about this game, they had to call it Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. I didn't spend much time with this because it's just like an upgraded Nintendo Switch game, so I'm just kind of like, dude, I don't really care, you know? But like, people are having fun with it. Over here, again, they have the Kirby game, which I love. I love that Kirby game, but I played it to death on the Nintendo Switch 1, so I'm like, okay, cool. It's back. It's got better frame rate. Like, all these sorts of games. Okay, I got like a list, right, of what were these games. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Party. Like, these are all Nintendo Switch games, but they've like put them on Nintendo Switch 2. They do look way better. They do look way better. If anyone's played Tears of the Kingdom, there's a really cool bit in a forest. I don't want to get into spoilers here. There's a really cool bit in the forest, but the frame rate like crashes like a freaking rock. It crashes like a freaking rock. And the draw distance is ass and all that sort of thing. On Switch 2, it's like, it's beautiful and it's like buttery smooth and it's like amazing. So if you haven't played those Zelda games, they're gonna be like absolutely amazing on Switch 2. If you've already played them, maybe you have less of an incentive to like, I want to do this like 100-hour adventure again. But they are buttery smooth on Switch 2. The versions I played there, like the draw distance and the fidelity and the frame rate, it felt like really sweet. It felt really good. Zephyr. Oh, that's cool. All furry band from Canada. What sort of genre? It's a pimp named Slickback. Yes, that's all I think every time you do for this joke. Thank you very much for recording the closest time slash period. No worries, dude. No worries. I just sat at the front at Is this saying about EberCon? I was sat at the front and I had my like little selfie stick tripod thing there. So I was just like, I just put this here and record it. Especially because who I was with at EberCon was had left that morning for Mother's Day. Because it's Mother's Day in Spain. So I sort of record it. Interesting. I know that Avian here saying, I know Breath of the Wild's physics are tied to the frame rate. Oh, I've seen that. Yes, because I've seen people try to like emulate it on PC and up the frame rate and it doesn't work because the physics are tied to the frame rate. You're right. They must have updated it. Yeah, they must have updated it because the game played normal. There was some crazy turbo nerd here who like immediately was playing Breath of the Wild. And like it starts a little bit into the game and you've got some resources and you get 20 minutes with the game. He just made a beeline for Calamity Ganon. He made a beeline for Calamity Ganon. It was actually like kicking the final boss's ass in the demo. Is ridiculous. It was actually ridiculous. It was actually completely ridiculous. Heavy Metal of Swords, Heavy the Wild listener normally, it's not a big fan, can't say more specific than Heavy Metal. Okay, I'll check them out. It's about that's kind of furry, it's explicit, so Division David. Yeah, we might get picked up by the stuff. Do you think you don't like what Switch is priced on the video games? I think it's too much Night Year for Mario Kart World. Yeah, dude, the thing is, you know that Night Year for Mario Kart World? Because I agree, that's crazy. Like, if you go on, like, Amazon, like, ES right now, right? How much is it? It's 75. It's 75 euro in most places. So, like, I haven't seen, like, El Corte Inglés, it's 90 euros. MediaMarkt, it's 75 euros. Amazon, it's 75 euros. I still think 75 euros is a crazy amount of money. But it seems to be 75 euros basically everywhere. But I agree, the pricing's crazy. The pricing's like absolutely nuts. I totally agree with you. I will say that like the system, it feels really high quality. I'm not like a Nintendo like fanboy, and I'm not gonna like self-service them here or anything like that. I'm gonna say what I think. I think the price is like, I would have loved it to be 400 euro. Do you know what I mean? But I will say what I played, especially with that Mario Kart World and the Donkey Kong and Metroid, which we'll get to in a moment, which are kind of like the flagship games, they kind of slapped. Let me get another drink here. Let me get another drink here. Oh, and I get this Fursuit out of my head. Ugh. Yeah, Xbox rate that price and stuff. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. And it's just like... One of the coolest things about video games is shared experience. It's really cool when we're all playing the same game at the same time, and we all get to like, we all get to like share in that experience and talk about it and like fan over it and complain over it and go like, this is cool. Like, that's one of the really sick things about video games, is like that shared sort of cultural experience that comes about. And okay, I see some people who go like, oh, like, okay, it's like 80 euros now, it's 90 euros now, I can still afford it. Cool, good for you. Even if I was in that position, I always want games to be a price where as many people as possible can have an opportunity to experience and be a part of it, so we can all like do this big thing together. So that's for me like the saddest thing about it is like reducing the audience and like closing in that sort of like cultural sphere, which we're all a part of it. Because if we know Rex like community, Rex likes connections. They call me Rex Bridges. That's Brandon. I don't usually like mainstream modern games anyway, besides Kirby. Fair enough. But yeah, they looked really good. Okay, this here. Okay, I think I got more Rex Porter Bridges exactly. You know what I'm talking about? You're picking up on the nonsense we're talking about. Okay, this is the wheelchair game. We'll talk about that in a bit. What's my next video? Okay, right. Okay, what we got here? So, over there, we had the Nintendo Switch. You know the Nintendo Switch, like, tech demo game that you have to pay for? Like the Nintendo Switch, like, welcome tour? It's a load of crap. It's like, that should be built in. That's just, like, mean and predatory. I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time talking about that. Here they had 2 GameCubes. So there you got Soul Calibur 2, and some people playing F-Zero GX. It's very funny that at like this exclusive, preview event for a games console, you've got people playing frickin' Nintendo GameCube games on controllers. They were just showing off this like GameCube games now on the service, which I think's cool. And the controller's cool and whatever, so yeah, cool. But this right here is me filming while in the queue for Metroid Prime 4. Now, look at this individual closely. Okay, look at this individual closely. They have mouse mats. Here. So, let me get the Joy-Cons. I'm very excited for Metroid Prime 4. Now, the dude is like, do you know much about Metroid? And like the screen's coming up and it's telling you about the villain you're fighting. And I'm like, dude, I know we're fighting the villain here from the spin-off of the Nintendo DS game Metroid Prime Hunters. You are not needed here. I can play this game. Okay, let me catch up with comments real quick and that's what I'm gonna say. Probably this exact spot with the people. Okay, I'll check that video out later, Ferret. That's sick. They can enforce mouse pads to the convicts Joy-Con drift. You can stick with beautifully great indie games for $15 and give me an amazing experience. Yeah, Remnants, dude, there's so many sick indie games out there. For real, dude, for real. More power to you. Might be able to get me to buy a $30 game, but no in hell paying it does right. Dude, fair enough. Fair enough. The economics game's got to be on ridiculous limits, considering what they're buying. A key license allows you to download the game. GTA 6 is expected to be 100... Yeah, dude. GTA 6 is going to be 100 euros, and it's going to be half the game. GTA 6 will be 100 euros, and they will not release the online portion until like 6 months later, and they'll make you pay again. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I don't need you to pronounce the second half of the title for me to bug off. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, you have to stand here all day, every day, for 4 days, talking about Metroid Prime all over. Take a break. Rex has got this handled. Okay, so, Joy-Cons. Okay? So, you can play like this. Okay? Metroid Prime, first-person adventure shooter. It's a Metroidvania-style game, except it's like first-person shooter. Metroid Prime's great. Metroid Prime is wonderful. It's really, really wonderful. You're playing like this, first-person shooter. At any point you want to, you can take your Joy-Con, put it down like this, and play it as a mouse. Now you're playing a first-person shooter with mouse aiming and turning controls, and stick over here and face buttons for everything else. And you can just do that whenever you want. So you're fighting a bunch of enemies, you want a bit more control, boom. You don't care anymore, you like this again, and just seamless. Moving backwards and forwards. I said, can I try it on my leg? Man said yes. I try it on my leg, I try it on my jeans, it works fine. It works fine, it works fine. So I start playing the game with a mouse on my leg. Fine. Works absolutely fine. Really, really, really cool. Really cool. Really cool. So this actually might be a trend. I was switching to the mouse mode. I sucked ass because I don't play first-person shooters on the PC. Like, I'm a controller guy. But this might help me learn mouse because I'll start playing mouse on the, switching to mouse every so often on the Switch too, and then help me maybe transition into the PC world and stuff like that. The only reason I got Switch is play Animal Crossing New Horizons. Let's go. Deadland Delta in Chapter 1, 2, free, so double swag. Yeah, if you want to play Animal Crossing with me in the future, I got a friend code up there. I got a friend code up there. I thought it was a meme that used the mouse functionality with a game where you have to move through the wheelchair in the basketball game. We're going to get to that because I played the basketball game. We're going to get to that. Now, if the guys who are here, the funny thing about the basketball game was I made my predictions for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct because we watch all these Directs and stuff and Xbox whatever, and we do them live here and we hang out in Fursuit and watch them and react and all that sort of thing. Before the Nintendo Switch 2 one, I had a goofy prediction there was going to be a game called Legs. I thought there was going to be a game called Legs, which was going to be a sequel to Arms. And then what we got is we got no legs. Then we got the wheelchair game instead. The wheelchair game's not fun. I'm gonna get to that later. Anyway, do I have some more? There's more of the the GameCube stuff. They're over there. I don't know. I think I took a lot of footage while I was waiting for Metroid. Again, I was not waiting long. The queues here were pretty good. Oh yeah, you don't have the Nintendo blah blah blah. That specific flavor Soviet footage future forms of your mouse depends on the fabric you're wearing of your pants. Dude, you think the mouse is going to exist in the future? Dude, kids aren't going to know what keyboards and mice are. We're going to have to sell our souls to buy Mario Kart 10. No, yeah. But so, let's skip to the next little clip. What we got here. Oh, it's just me there again. Okay, I was just determined while I was in the Metroid Prime code. It looks like that buggy's moving in slow motion. Okay. Oh yeah, I zoomed in on this guy with the mouse. I was like, look at him with the mouse. I was like, look at him with the mouse. And you can see the girl next to him's just using the controller. Just kind of playing it normally. I guess I'm just staring at the Switch too. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just more Metroidiness. Ooh, the logo. Ooh, la-di-da. Very good. Okay, one thing about this, I will say. He was like, okay, we're playing this in performance mode. So it's one of those things now that they put in modern consoles. You can play like performance mode, or you can play like fidelity mode or quality mode, right? The performance mode like prioritizes frame rate. Okay? It like prioritizes frame rate. So he's like, we're playing at 120 frames per second here, yada yada. It looked sweet. It looked great. One thing I would say would not looked good in Metroid Prime 4 were the cutscenes. Whenever it went to a cutscene, I don't think the cutscenes were rendered in real time. I think there are pre-rendered cutscenes, and I think they were pre-rendered on the Switch 1 edition. Because whenever it went to a cutscene, the graphics looked way worse, and it was like macro blocking kind of as well, especially on the blacks in the image. And I was like, that looks kind of ass. Now, it wasn't enough for me to care about it in like a significant way, but it was definitely like, it was definitely big time noticeable. It was definitely big time noticeable. And that was my theory. My theory was like, oh dude, they were making this as a Nintendo Switch game. It's got delayed 7 bajillion times. It's finally coming out now. They've like up-resed it. They've got like full overclocked it with the frame rate, put it out in Switch 2, got the mouse controls, feels sick. But it felt like they were pre-rendered on the Switch, and they kind of looked ass. I don't know. Okay, wheelchair time. Okay, so we go to play the wheelchair game. I was like, I need to check this one out. Remember when pre-rendered cutscenes were a huge feature, and now it's cutting corners? So yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, for real. Yeah, because I mean that's whenever we've been playing FF7, I've been like, look at the FMVs, look at the full motion video. Look at the pre-rendered cutscenes. Okay, so wheelchair game. So they had this little setup here, because it's a 3v3 game. So they had like 3... just yesterday as well. But we didn't see any FMVs yesterday. We didn't encounter any FMVs yesterday. Oh, nothing spectacular. Not any show-stopping pieces. Okay, so... as you can see here, they've got like... they had this in like 3 there against 3 there, because it's a 3v3 game. And drive some more crazy footage of it. Okay, you see everybody's kind of hands on the mats. Drive some better footage of hands on the mats. Just me looking around more. Ooh, the Switch 2. Ooh, amazing. Ooh, look at the Joy-Cons in mouse mode. Look at them. Ooh, look at this guy in his Nintendo Switch 2 t-shirt. Okay, yeah, okay, let's look at this guy. Okay, there we go. You can kind of check out these guys' hands on the mats. This was very honest. You know what? All they achieved by letting me go to the Nintendo Switch 2 event was a loss in sale of one game. Because I'm gonna get Donkey Kong. I'm gonna get Mario Kart. I'm gonna get Metroid. Right? And playing them confirmed the experience for me. And I was like, these are sick, these are fun. Oh, I fought a boss in Metroid and it was great. Whatever. Anyway. I was also gonna maybe get this game. Because it's like first party Nintendo, goofy ass stupid stuff, using system functionality. I was like, okay, maybe. You say they lost one game, but I'm hearing they got 3 games. Yeah, no, but I mean... I came into this event already going to get 4... I came into this game gonna get 4 games. I came out of this event getting one last game, but yeah. They don't need to send me to this event, like, you know what I mean? They've already got me frickin' hook, line, and sinker like a mark. They've already got me, you know? I'm already falling for the carnival tricks. But this is one carnival trick that goes too far for me, if I'm honest. This carnival trick goes too far for me. So, I mean, you can kind of see what they're doing, okay? These are your hands on the wheelchair, and you move them, and you want to go just that way, you do this, you want to go ba-ba-ba, you ba-ba-da, and long strokes make you go further, and the rumble through the controllers feels really good, so there's a real kind of like nice tactile thing to it. Now, I don't know if I think I was probably average at it. But I don't want to play games doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want to play a full game doing this. I don't see myself getting more than like 2 hours out of that game and then never wanting to play it again. Like, if I want to play, like, how the game works is it's like wheelchair basketball, and it's 3v3 wheelchair basketball, and it's basically just Rocket League in wheelchairs. I don't play Rocket League, right? So, I don't want to play Rocket League with really awkward controls. It was very easy to, like, I want to go over there, but it's hard, and I'm like, you know? And then you go to shoot the ball, and you go, boop. And so they had you in a training area for a while. A couple of people gave up. A couple of people just went like, nah, and they left. They played like 5 minutes of tutorial, and I'm like, I'm not playing this anymore. And I just don't want to play this. You know, like, I would just play Rocket League. It's not because it's in a wheelchair. I'm not like, screw the disabled people or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I wanted to play like a vehicular sport, arena, whatever on game, I'd rather be doing it like this. And like, this was a fun gimmick, but this felt like it should be one of the sports in Wii Sports. And Wii Sports comes free with the Wii. Now, I don't know how much this game costs. Let me hop to Amazon. Let's see what this is going for. This is called Drive X. I've forgotten. Drag X Drive. Okay, Drag X Drive. Drag X Drive, Amazon. Can I buy this? Is it anywhere yet? I don't think we know the price. Can I buy this? Is this not a release game? Bro, I don't even think this is a release game. It doesn't even have a price yet. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it didn't feel good. It was a nice like tech demo for like, hey, you can do this. But honestly, I did the tutorial. I played a 3v3. I got a few goals in it. It's like whatever, and then I'm kind of like, yeah, I never need to play this again. It felt way too awkward, and it just felt like, yeah, cool. You can do this with the controllers. I'd like to see something better with the controllers that suits the type of games I want to play. So this felt like I think this is going to get like 6 out of 10 when it comes out. And I think that's going to be mostly reliant on just like, oh, cool, this is like a fun gimmick. But Arms, this is not. Arms is genuinely fun. Arms is like actually genuinely fun. They should do Arms again. This is goofy. This is goofy. Playing out of fantasy, you can't live IRL aspect of gaming is the missing one. Connor did that too. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's for me, like, if this was a pack-in game, that you can mess around with for free, I think that would be super cool, because it would just be like a thing you go on a couple of times to be like, oh, hey, this is what you can do with the new Joy-Con functionality, and that would be cool. But I don't know how much this is going to cost, but I think it would be really hard, and I think it would be pushing it. I think it would be really hard to justify more than 40 euros for this. And 40 euros I still think is overpriced. I'm adding in the stupid, like, Nintendo taxation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm adding in Nintendo taxation there. If this comes out at, like, 80, 70, 60, even 50, I think that's crazy. So that was Drag X Drive. I don't know what I got there. Okay, just more little videos. What am I zooming in on? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so these are all the, like, the re-release games. As I said, they look really pretty. And the frame rate on them is, like, freaking top-notch. And the draw distance on them was great. But I'm not going to play them again. That's the photo booth where we got the photo. Cool. I don't think I took videos of the official Nintendo hydration zone where you could drink water. I don't think I got footage of the hydration zone. Okay, what we got here? Yeah, Goofy, the camera. We got the camera. We got the GameCube controller, the Pro controller. That's the new grip thing. So there's the new this. I'm pretty sure you get that packed in. Ooh, dude, I will be pissed off if you do not get that packed in. Oh, dude, if I have to buy that separately, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be big time annoyed. We got the Wii Wheel never dies. The Wii Wheel is still here. Peripheral plastic. Oh, dude, if I have to buy that, I'm going to... Dude, do you have to buy that? I have to look that up real quick. What comes with Nintendo Switch 2? I'm going to be so annoyed if you have to buy that. Oh, no, you get that with it. Okay. You get the Nintendo Switch 2 console. You get the Joy-Con left, the Joy-Con right. You get 2 Joy-Con straps. You get the Switch 2 dock. You get the Joy-Con 2 grip. That's this thing. Okay, cool. You get the AC adapter. You get the ultra high-speed, high-definition media interface cable. You get the Nintendo Switch 2 important information leaflet. The Nintendo Switch 2 important information leaflet. It'll be $10 million from extra plastic. That's what Remnants, that's why I got scared there, because that felt like a realistic possibility. That felt like a realistic possibility. That felt like something that, like, could freaking happen. That's just so freaking happen. That's just so freaking happen. Okay. You get the leaflet too. Oh, look at that's the magical super HDMI cable. They're the Joy-Cons naked, and then there's the little things you add on. So this is mine naked at the moment. You can add on a little thing. I don't know what this is. Different type of grip. Different bundles. I should have stole one, right? I should have stole one. Yeah, this game here. Poop. Naked. But yeah, Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World was great. Mario Kart World was very fun. So this was like the entire Mario Kart World zone, where they had like dozens of these, so you could link up into the 24-player thing. Which, dude, that was like Halo LAN party for me. That was actually it was so sick playing with all those people in the same room. It was really fun. It was so fun. Yeah, they're gonna start charging you for saying Nintendo, yeah, it's got the C button on the controller for the chat function, but you can only use the chat function if you're subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online. I think if you press it without a subscription, you die. I think you just explode. It's like illegal. So that there. This is the video where I didn't have my laptop for. It's my old laptop being destroyed as a prop for this music. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. I'm gonna open that in a new tab for it, so I can have that saved for after the stream for me to check out. Because otherwise it's gonna get lost in the mass. So I'm just gonna open that new tab, so I got that for later. Let's freaking go. But okay, so that was the Nintendo first party zone. So what we've talked about there is Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Drag Cross Drive or Drag X Drive, the re-releases, which are Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. We got Metro Prime 4. We've got Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, plus the Astral World. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. The Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. And I didn't talk about Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, but there's like nothing to talk about. You just like walk around a giant Nintendo Switch 2, and you can like, it's like, ooh, like shake the controllers like a maraca, and you can feel the vibrations feel like a maraca, or use it in mouse mode to avoid the spaceships and whatever. So that was like the big meat of it, was that room there. And really, the show-stopping highlight, for real, was like the so much functionality that exists in that new Mario Kart. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really excited in the summer to like play it with all you guys and stuff like that. I think it's going to be really fun to stream that game. I think it's going to be really, really fun. So I'm excited for that. Donkey Kong, I thought was wonderful. That is like AAA Nintendo first-party developed stuff. It's going to be like as good as Odyssey. I thought it was super cool. And Prime seems to be worth the wait. Prime seems to be really high quality and worth the wait. Drag X Drive, I think, is a stinker. And then the other stuff is just like re-releases and stuff, which are cool to have. Which are very, very cool to have. And they feel better than they've ever felt. But clearly not system sellers. Like, you're not buying a system to play Tears of the Kingdom. But I've already got Tears of the Kingdom, and you get a little upgrade thing, and I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. Next thing you had, which if we get to it, that's more Mario Kart World, is the third-party room. Now, the third-party room is interesting because it's a lot of games where it's like, oh, whoa, that's really cool. Those games. Is this me going to the third-party room? No, that's me looking at the map again. Okay. Oh, we can pause here. Okay, so let's make this big mode. So that's where we were in the first pavilion. Okay? That's where we were in the first pavilion. But I put that too high. Let me bring that down. Okay, cool. So that's where we're in the first pavilion. We had Mario Kart World, we had Donkey Kong Bonanza, we had Drag X Drive, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV, Metro Prime 4 Beyond, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Kirby the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus the Astral World, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. It's Bonanza. Yes, it's Bonanza. It's all about connecting bananas. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which you have to pay for. It's not a welcome. And you've got Nintendo Switch, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. So that was like that first big pavilion. Now we're going to visit Pavilion 2, which I don't have a ton of footage from. But. We got Street Fighter 6, Hogwarts Legacy, Hades 2, Split Fiction, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. So that's where we are heading to next. And I don't have a ton of like, I mean, not that I've had like kind of, you know, I'm just kind of showing you around the pavilion and more talking about my experience. Because they were like, don't video the screens. And they told me a couple of times not to do that. Hey, did that loop really well? That felt like that video looped really well, right? No, it didn't. Okay, so I think this may be me going into the second pavilion. This may be me going to the second pavilion. Look at that. Look at this guy. A dude playing frickin' Wind Waker next to a giant controller. Okay, we're going in zone 2. Okay? I think I just kind of walked through. I think the only footage I've got here is just like me kind of like pointing at the games. Ah, I didn't get over here was the hydration station. I wish I got footage of that. Okay, so what we got? So here's Hades 2. Cool. Hades fun. Hades is fun. Hades had a lot of legs and a lot of life on the Switch. But it's like, you can just go download Hades 2 right now in early access. Do you know what I mean? So this isn't like exciting from that perspective. Same thing. Okay, this is what it's called. It's called Street Fighter 6 Years 1 and 2 Fighters Edition. Street Fighter 6 Years 1 and 2 Fighters Edition. Okay, but since these are third-party games, they would just call it Street Fighter 6. They didn't care, you know? But when it came to the first-party stuff, they were like saying the full SKU name. The full SKU name, you know? What do we got here? Next over here, we've got... I'm not pointing at things very well, am I? That's Civilization. So they're playing with the mouse pads again, which is cool. That's cool. So if you like Civilization and like you like all these games and you're like a Nintendo guy and your system of choice is Switch 2, it's like now those people can play Civilizations as well in a great way. These sorts of games here, it's not like, if you've got other systems, it's like who cares? But if you're somebody who exclusively lives in the Nintendo ecosystem, it's like, oh, now you get to play Street Fighter 6. Now you get to play Civilization. You know what I mean? So for like these people who are like, if you've got a PC and you've already got another system or whatever, then I mean like, great, whatever, it's not exciting for you. But there's a lot of people who just live in like one console or PC or whatever ecosystem. And so for those people, it's cool. And it's like I'm saying before, like it's cool when more people get to play games, you know? And people have the chance and the opportunity to play those things. So that's cool. That's Bravely Default, which is like a Square Enix Final Fantasy produced game. I find that exciting. Nobody else there did. Over there, Split Fiction. I didn't want to touch Split Fiction because it's a 2-player game. You play with a friend. I did not go with a friend because I couldn't get tickets for my friends. And I plan on playing Split Fiction with my friend who I played It Takes Two with. So I don't want to touch Split Fiction until I get to it like kind of soon. So I didn't touch it. Okay, here. So what we have here is the 18 zone. The 18 zone. You can see the 18 symbol here. And the right screen, I know it's blurry, says Yakuza 0. And the left screen says Cyberpunk. So you have to go in the 18 adult red box. And inside the adult red box, you could play Cyberpunk. And you could play Yakuza. I find it I think Yakuza's great. But I think it's crazy. It's 2025 and there's a big event and they're like, hey, would you like to try Yakuza 0? Like, it's kind of really weird. It's kind of really, really strange. But that's great. That's kind of magical in its own way. That's Cyberpunk in that. Now, this Cyberpunk game, like, I don't know how they've done it. So, like, the cartridges are the same size as the game cards for the Switch 1. Now, a lot of the time you just, and this is true with PlayStation or whatever as well, quite often the disc is just a key. And it has, like, barely any of the data on, you have to download it. All of Cyberpunk, the game, is on the game card, including the DLC. And I haven't played Cyberpunk, apart from what I played today. And from what I understand, it's a crazy big game. And to have that in a little like bit of plastic that you can eat is crazy to me. And to answer your question there, Avian, it felt great. It felt like that felt like a really high quality experience. That felt like, whoa, I'm playing like a PS5 game on like this frickin' like tablet in my hand. It felt really good. It felt really, really good. That was a really good proof of concept seller for me. Like Cyberpunk was just like, I'm not specifically excited about Cyberpunk on the Switch 2 because I've had the ability to play Cyberpunk for a very long time and I haven't acted on that. Like, I have systems you can play Cyberpunk on and I have not acted on that. I am interested in playing Cyberpunk, but clearly I'm not that interested because if I was, I would have played it a long time ago. Do you get what I mean? Like, maybe when I do eventually play it, I'm like, oh man, damn, I've been missing out. I should have come to this a lot sooner. But clearly I'm not that interested, because if I was super interested, I would have played it already. So, I'm not like, oh, I gotta get a Switch 2 to play Cyberpunk. So I'm not in that space. But the space I am in, and the space that really impressed me on, was kind of like a proof of concept of like, whoa, you can like have games that are like this on this device. On these little plastic cartridges. And that really impressed me. That really, really, really impressed me. I am even more curious about the game. Now that I've played a bit of the game and like ran around the city and done a bunch of goofy stuff, I'm more interested in the game now than I was before. My peak interest in Cyberpunk has been increasing due to Avian. And I really value what Avian says, because Avian really pushed me to like give Death Stranding like a real college try, and I got like a lot out of that game. But yeah. The new Hyper Super Specific new with your favorite Nintendo franchise to Switch 2. Oh yeah, and Super X. No. That's what it felt like. Go in this back room and the Street Fighter 6 is there. Now I will say what I'm saying about the Cyberpunk here, that does hold true for Street Fighter 6, because Street Fighter 6 is a really impressive polished game, and playing that on on your tablet as well, that felt like, whoa, this is really freaking cool. This is really cool. And it also made me think I kind of want to go into the Street Fighter 6 ecosystem at launch so I can like beat up kids. I have the ability to play, but I'm not acting as relatable. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm clearly like, I'm interested, Ferret, but you need to like put in perspective like how actually interested am I? Because if I was that interested, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'd be playing Cyberpunk. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying here? I did enjoy it. Thank you, Spencer. We had a fun time. I've got a goodie bag to open in a bit, but we've been reviewing footage and stuff like that at the moment, talking about experience, looking at my little photo from the event, and all that sort of thing. Could get another drink of water. But yeah, so that was the most impressive thing about the Cyberpunk thing for me. It's like, oh, whoa, you can have games like this on it. Same thing with Street Fighter 6. I've got Street Fighter 6 on my PlayStation. I enjoy it on my PlayStation. I just think it's cool now. It's available to people who just exist in the Nintendo ecosystem. And also just impressed me with like, oh, whoa, are Capcom gonna like invest in this system and put out other stuff there as well, and whatever, you know. And whatever. So this was the third-party pavilion. The 18 zone. Yeah, so that was kind of like the third-party pavilion or whatever. And yeah, it was interesting to see those games from that perspective. Again, Mega Orb, you were talking about Hogwarts Legacy there. I don't care about Harry Potter. I don't care about Hogwarts Legacy. I know there's all that stuff around it, but from a perspective of like, it's a big open-y, world-y kind of game, and it works on there. It's like, okay, that's kind of impressive from that perspective. But there we go. There we go. Do I have much more? Oh, that's just me leaving. That's me leaving. There we go. There we go. So, what I think we'll do, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to talk about. Yeah, from a system perspective, felt great in my opinion. It was a lot lighter than the Switch, but it didn't feel so light that it felt like a breakable toy. The screen I thought was really nice. On the TV screens in like 120 frames per second, all this stuff, it was great. The new games really look the part, in my opinion. The Mario Kart World, whatever it's called, Mario Kart World, the Donkey Kong, the Metroid, like they were the big games, you know, and I felt they're like stuff like, dude, I want to play those. You know, I want to play those. The upgrades to the Switch 1 games is fun. That's nice. That's cute to have. I do like the Nintendo Switch Online stuff for the GameCube. I know you can emulate those things, but, you know, for me, just the simplicity of having that on your device and whatever, that works for me. You might be emulator King 3000, and I love that, and I respect that. I'm not really that guy. It's not a moralistic thing, it's just a convenience thing. I just like pressing go on my thing. That's why I like consoles. Drag X Drive is a joke. I don't think that's gonna go far. Maybe I'm gonna be wrong on this. Maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe it'll impress other people. I don't know. I didn't think that was hot. Nintendo Switch 2 Tour Guide Welcome Pack should be free with the console. The third-party stuff, it's impressive what they've been able to do. It makes the machine feel legit. I think also it not being like crazy colorful plastic, which I like, that it looks black and like sleek. The system feels, looks, acts legit. Looks a bit more adult and feels a bit more adult, like a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally or something like that, you know? I like that the dog ears had a bit more weight to them. I like that had a bit more weight to them. The mouse functionality, I think is cool. And I think being there in stuff like Metroid, and you could just like on a whim switch to use a mouse, really cool. And then you want to play other games that are more reliant on like pointer controls, like play that Civilization 7 or some of the stuff in Bravely Default. I think is really freaking cool. I also, from an event perspective, I think that it was incredibly well organized. I thought there was really good flow. And although it's sad that not a lot of people got to go, I think the prioritization of like the people who did get to go having a really good experience was clever marketing. It was clever marketing, because I am not talking about queuing. I'm not talking about I went there and I only had time to play 2 games or whatever. I'm just talking about the games. So I think that's everything I've got to say, really. But dude, I have been talking for like 90 minutes non-stop. So it's probably like, yeah. But if anybody's got any questions about Nintendo Switch 2, as I said, I was there for like 5 hours. 4 hours of that was just like with the console on the games. So I feel I've got a pretty good feel of the thing and how it operates and what it does. The magnet stuff is cool. This feels like Child's Play McDonald's toy now in comparison. That feels like so legit and so secure, and I like it a lot. I think it's a cool move. Should we do this? So we got the goodie bag. We got the goodie bag on the way out. Quite thick material. You know, like a lot of these. I'm not criticizing here, okay? I'm not criticizing here. But I've got some other tote bags very available to me right here. Okay? So we got the wonderful Ebercon tote bag, which I like. Nice cute print. We got the wonderful Pokedana. We got the wonderful Pokedana tote bag. Yeah, Ferret will probably go a little bit longer, but remind me when we're ending. We'll probably go like half an hour longer or something. Just remind me. But these are super thin. Because they're like tote bags. Tote bags are super thin. This is kind of thick. It's kind of thick and got some like heft to it. Kind of like it from a tote bag. But all those other bags are really cute as well. I wasn't criticizing them. I just wanted to give like a comparison on materials. So we got Nintendo Switch 2 on one side, we got Nintendo on the other. Let's go inside. What do we got? Oh. We got the Nintendo Switch 2 pen. Oh my lord. This is incredible. Okay, predictions. Do we think this is going to be a blue pen? I need to get back in focus. That's ADHD for you. Do you think this is going to be a blue pen or a black pen? I just did the scribble. On the Nintendo Switch 2 pen. What do you think, blue or black pen? I will tell you after you guess. Dude, what else we got in here? Blue pen. I thought blue as well. Turns out it's black. We have, oh my lord, the Nintendo Switch 2 Post-it notes. Amazing. The Nintendo Switch 2 Post-it notes. That's got all the copyright details on the back. It's not red, it happens to be black. Yeah, I know. What do you think this is? I think this is a book. I think this is a book. The Nintendo Switch 2 water bottle. Amazing. That's not a lot of milliliters. That's not a lot of milliliters. The Nintendo Switch 2 water. It's got a little clip. We can clip this places. The Nintendo Switch 2 water bottle. We got one more thing in here, I think. Yeah, we got one more thing. Ooh. Now. Yeah, Nintendo War Ball. Okay, what's this gonna be a poster for? Is it just gonna be like Nintendo Switch 2? That's a nice noise. It's the rubber bands against the side of the tube. Oh, this is like the most boring poster ever. This is amazing. I actually like how boring. I really like how boring this poster is. And it's tiny. It's A4. Why would I want this? This is amazing. This is going on my wall. This is going on my wall. This is just a rolled up. It's actually really high quality. It's like proper like poster material. This is a rolled up A4 poster that says Nintendo Switch 2 Experience Madrid, and then it has the dates it happened on. Gracias por venir a probar Nintendo Switch 2. So thank you for coming and trying Nintendo Switch 2. Gracias por venir a probar Nintendo Switch 2. Like the tube. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Like, why not just give me like a Mario Kart World poster or something? Is this so I can, like, when people come to my house, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's right, I went to that. You know, you see that poster on the wall? You see that A4 poster on the wall? That's because I was one of the people who went to the Nintendo Switch 2 Experience in Madrid. What were you doing? You... Oh dear. Goofy ass thing. Yes, officer, I have an alibi. See this wristband? Dude, I'm never taking this wristband off now. I gotta wear this wristband forever. Do you see this poster? Do you know how exclusive this poster is? And the only way to get this poster? Very good. The bag's very nice. And honestly, the bottles, it's always useful to have more water bottles. It's always useful to have more water bottles. And the bag's very nice. I think the bag's very nice. The bag's very nice, high quality. The poster feels like a huge, like, why did we bother doing this? Like, what was the point? Oh dear. Oh dear. And that's the Nerf gun. Oh god. Where did I put the iPad? But yeah, guys, what do you think of me wearing this? I think it's cute. Do you think this is cute? Me wearing like the flowers? Like it's all Hawaiian. I think it's kind of cute. I like cute stuff. I'd like to wear a freaking crown too, but there's that flute guy already, or he wears a crown, does he? It's kind of capitalized, isn't it? That sort of like furry wearing a crown space is already taken. But I like the idea of like let's customize more. This fursuit beanies I see, they're so freaking cute as well. Kind of into the idea of that. I don't know. Let me bring up the... We're gonna do our Pokemon packs. If this will connect. Doesn't feel like it wants to connect. Issue. An unknown network issue. My favorite. My favorite. I love an unknown network issue. Nuh-uh, no, because look, I can do it. Dude, I did it before. Trust me. Because first 2 times I put it on, I did this. Oh, Mega Orb, I'm not doing a magma today. I'm sorry. We're doing a magma tomorrow. I'm just like super tired today. I'm super tired today, so I'm not doing like a really long stream today because I messed up my sleep yesterday. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry if you're excited for them, but I'm gonna do one tomorrow. So if you come back tomorrow, I will be hosting a magma. I'm so sorry. I hate to disappoint. I hate to disappoint. I hope you're not too disappointed. But if you come back tomorrow, we will be magmaing it up. I did say yesterday I wanted to do one today, but I kind of messed up my sleep. And I don't like disappointing. Not window capture. I want to do window capture, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's great. Okay, then get rid of the other one. That one? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, but that's really high up. Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna switch the category real quick. Bonk. 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 Okay. We got a plan here. We got a game plan here. Hopefully. Okay, we're just gonna be able to open 2 packs today. So nothing crazy, but tomorrow we'll be able to do 3. Tomorrow we'll be able to do 3. So we're back in these Pikachu. Okay, so just to kind of give context to what we're desperately looking for with P&Gs here. These are the big win cards, which we would hopefully like to find. Arcanine, Blastoise, Gyarados, Magneton, Jolteon, Zapdos, Hypno, Golem, Nidoking. These are guys we're looking for. Just regular ass shinies, not the crazy EX ones. If we get any of them, I'm like super happy. I'll be like, yippee! We got Graveler. We got Diglett. Very cute Diglett. Duo. Sandshrew. Zapdos EX! That's way better than what we need. It's funny because at the moment, I just want the regular Zapdos. But we can trade him. We can trade him. That's the thing. We can trade him. But we're getting better than we need. Lower the expectation, pack. Lower the expectation. Zip. Keep more. Pincurchin. Goldeen. Gola and... Womp womp womp. Womp womp womp. Yeah, we're like 1 hourglass away from a... Yeah, so we'll do 3 packs. We'll have 3 packs tomorrow. 11 enough energy for 3 packs tomorrow. 11 energy for 3 packs. I mean, that Zapdos card's really cool. It's really cool. It's just not the specific Zapdos we're trying to get right now. It's just not the specific Zapdos we're trying to get right now. Whoof! Did I put this back on my head? Do I put this back on my head? We're getting there. You got the full art Charmander. Let's go. I think I know the one you mean. I think I got the same one. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Okie doke, guys. So that was kind of my my message to you all today. A little bit of a shorter stream than we usually do. It was not my intention to do a shorter stream today, but the day last night kind of escaped me, and today kind of escaped me a little bit as well. So as a consequence, I'm a little bit tired. I've come out today though, very excited for next month, when we're going to be playing a bunch of Mario Kart. I've come out of today very excited for next month. We're going to be playing a bunch of Mario Kart. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of cool collectibles and secrets and, like, you know, lots of different things to find in there. I think it's going to be nice. I hope you were interested, at least, by my opinions and kind of the stuff I found out about the new console. I don't know. Hopefully you're kind of interested in just sort of hearing about those things. I don't know. And having a look at those goofy little videos and that sort of thing. We will do that raid. I will put that raid in ready for when we finish up. No problem. No problem. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. The intention for the stream tomorrow is we'll do some art. We'll do the whiteboard again tomorrow, because I want to do a bit of drawing. I think we'll spend quite a bit of time doing some art tomorrow. We'll do some art tomorrow. We will open our Pokemon tickets. I think tomorrow gives us 3 to open. I've done the calculations correct. And we will play some one-hand clapping. It's just like a musical... You want to do some friends versus friends? Yeah, we can do some friends. Yeah, that's cool. That sounds like a good idea. You want to do it? You want to do it? We can do it. I'm up for that. Yeah, we'll get some friends versus friends in. Let's do it. Yeah, it's very expensive, but it's Honestly, Remnants, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I think that's a pretty fair assessment, what you're saying there. Yeah, we'll get some Friends versus Friends in there. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. I like that. I like that. And then on Monday, we're gonna do a burrito stream. So on Monday, we're gonna make burritos. And maybe do some other stuff as well. Like maybe get some art in there and stuff like that as well. But on Monday, we're gonna do some burritos. Tuesday, not sure. Wednesday, we'll do karaoke. Yada, yada, yada. Fun and games continue forever. Rex will never die. Rex forever. But yes, thank you, everybody. Lots of love from me. Lots of love from me. Please stop by tomorrow. We'll be back at our regular time of about 3 p.m. Central European time. That's like 7 a.m. PST, I think it is. Whatever it is, it's on the Twitch schedule. It's there. So we will be back. We'll be back tomorrow for drawing together on the whiteboard, one hand clapping, and Friends versus Friends. And then on Monday, we're gonna make burritos in Fursuit. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Lots of love from me, from Rex, the Hawaiian dog. And enjoy the rest of your day. I am going to vegetable out. I am going to be like a vegetable. Maybe like a potato. Maybe like a potato. And like bury myself below the soil and just sort of, you know, all of that sort of thing. Bye, everybody. Lots of love. Take care. And if you're around tomorrow, say hello tomorrow. And if not, you guys pop up every now and then. I'm sure I'll see you guys in the future. Lots of love. Bye. Yeah, we all want Kirby. Kirby's cute. Kirby's great. Kirby's great. Yeah, they didn't have Kirby Air right there. I don't think they've even started the production of that, have they? Anyway, I'm gonna bring up the screen. I've had this hat on for a long time. And when you got this hat on and you're quiet, you're tired, it's kind of a bit of a... It gets a bit crazy. Bye, everybody. See you later. Bye.